So this one's really simple, and I know I can remember it, so I can just delete it.
Okay.
And then I can rename it. Review to, don't know.
Okay.
And then when I go back,
There it is. Yeah.
there it is.
Okay.
So yeah, you could just save the 5 that you trip yourself up on every single time, or the ones that are really tough.
Could you create a bank and be able to just share it to the public, or?
So if you have the pro version, the paid version, you can access the study materials of any faculty who use the site. So you can go through and search for other art historians.
How much is the pro version? Do you know, ballpark?
I don't know, they're offering a special right now.
They're
They're
always on.
always offering
I
a
think it's
special.
$7, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not very much.
Yeah. I
So,
was just signed in, I took the free. I think the choice was between the free and 7.
so,
Yeah.
you know, you can see, like, I can actually see some other faculty members who teach at other colleges. For me, that's more interesting to see what they're requiring their students to know compared to what I'm requiring my students to know, to see if I'm matching up well with a 4-year program.
So if you were using the pro version, the student would still be able to access it through the free?
Yes.
Yeah.
It just gives you wider access
Right.
to all of the
Your
materials that have
materials,
been loaded to the site. So, I mean, I suppose if you teach a course where there's a lot of overlap, you know, where other faculty are likely to have created materials that you might want to use, then, I mean, for me, it's good to see what other people are teaching.
So a way to find out, like, you know, who at JCC is doing this, I'm thinking in Learning Center.
So actually, you can search by college. Oh, that would help if I could spell, wouldn't it? So it brings up all the students who are using mine, but you can see which other faculty are using it.
Deb, when students, to get access to it, do you have to invite them to it, or can they just go on and?
So you can, what I do is just share the link to Study Blue at the beginning of the semester to my classroom and that to my backpack, that classroom backpack, and then they can choose to add themselves.
So it's entirely public, it isn't something where you have to be invited to the site?
No, they can just add themselves in as soon as they sign up for the app.
Is there a maximum number of that can join your backpack, or?
No, I'm not sure, but my class at Fredonia has almost 100 students and they can all log in. So
All right.
I would think for any class at JCC, you would be well under the whatever cap they have.
Yeah, I'm looking at a volunteer organization that works with kids, and you know, we're talking 25,000. So.
Right, well, I'm not sure, but I'm sure if you emailed and asked them.
Okay.
Whenever I've had a problem with the site, I've had really good customer service response time, so that's always a big thing for me too. Do they actually answer your question in a time frame that's useful to you as an educator? So yeah, you can search by college and then you can see all of the people. These are not all my students, so somebody else has to be.
I already see several of my students that are up there and I don't use it. So that's what a lot of our students must be using it, or at least a fairly good portion.
So yeah, I mean, we could see, we could email to you and see what they're doing. So, I mean, this is one of my students and he's using my materials. But they can create their own backpacks and load in materials from different classes. So,
So will it show, I mean, see, It's got October 25th. Is that the last time he looked at it or not? Does it show you how frequently I use it?
Yes,
It
so
was?
this was the last exam.
Okay.
So that was right before the last exam. But now when I go in before an exam, I see them all sitting there flipping on their phones. Even though I tell them don't study right before the exam, because you'll only remember that material. They don't believe me.
Is anyone having students use Quizlet? And I wondered how it might compare.
Quizlet?
Yeah. I think it was one of your students that came to me this week and said they were using Quizlet.
I've never used it.
And he was
Yeah, it's a
recommending-
good program.
Pardon?
I said, I've used it, it's a good,
Yeah.
another good one.
And it does flashcards also.
Well,
Mhm.
that's what I wasn't entirely sure. I think she was because I'm pretty sure it was Frank's class. Either she
Like
was
this?
psych or one of the-
Quizlet?
Right.
Quizlet. Yeah, flashcards, test, study games, yeah. Yeah, it's probably one you just take a look at and see what compares. It's probably similar.
So yeah, it has a mobile app for Android, so, I mean, for my students, that's like the big thing, the mobileness.
One of my textbooks has flashcards on their online site, but I don't think they can be on students' phone. So I would think that that's really the benefit of this. And also they can, because they can create their own, there's enormous potential. I mean, I'm thinking I could do assignments where I could assign people to do this set of flashcards and actually award grades for it. And if I wanted to go hog wild.
Right.
You know, you live on the edge. Yeah, A&P, grades.
And yeah, I mean, I assign some group work that they could actually do through this site instead of, because they all like roll their eyes as soon as you say the words group work, because it requires them to coordinate their schedules with each other, which is impossible. So this way they could create the review materials online and then share them with the group. So yeah, that's my presentation. I'm sorry, it's not very glitzy and bells and whistles, but like I said, my students, their scores have gone from getting like 15 out of 45 to getting perfect scores.
Oh, that's great.
So, because they really use it, it's finding the thing that will get them to engage with the part of the course that they think is really boring, which is the dates. You probably have the
I
same
teach
problem.
history, yeah, so that's, when I saw this, I thought, whoa, I'm on that. 'Cause
Right.
That's the problem, it's seen as these boring minutia, and you do have to know certain things. It's
Right.
just, you've got to know the terminology, you just have to have basic literacy. And
You have to
some
know how the
things-
time periods fit together a little bit, so, I mean, I sort of tell them there are only a few dates that they really have to know forever. But I do want them to know how many zeros should be on the number. I've got 30,000 years of human history to cover in 32 weeks, so you need to know if it's how many zeros and if it's, BC or CE. Those are helpful things. Have we passed the year zero or not? So it really has made a difference to their test scores, and I can tell in my Fredonia class which students are using it and which students aren't, because it's such a huge difference in the scores. So, I don't know. Let me know if you decide to assign some group work and
Yeah.
like review work.
Do you think there'd be any benefit to the professional version, like say if there was an option for like a Jamestown site license or something like
I guess it would depend how many people want to use
that?
it.
Yeah.
Once the success story started getting out, maybe
Yeah.
more people would sign up. I just feel like there's a lot of coursework where they have to memorize things that they find to be
They don't
boring.
have those skills anymore because they don't see any value in memorization when
Right.
everything is at their fingertips. So
Yeah.
it's a skill they
You
might.
can Google it, and so why do I need to remember it,
Exactly.
you know?
I would think this would be great for A and P.
Anything that's high volume content.
Yeah, the challenge would be to, like, some courses set up much easier for,
Yeah.
Right.
but, you know, if you can figure out a way to make your course
To make the
flash
course-
cardable and
Yes.
those things, yeah.
And it might not be your whole course, but.
No, but a nice,
Right.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I.
Most
really
disciplines
only know-
have terminology
Yep,
that
that's
needs
perfect.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
I mean, I use it for this, my 2D, my design courses have a lot of vocab, so I do vocab flashcards for those classes.
But they're not as pretty though.
No, well, I mean, I suppose I could make them prettier, because I could add pictures, like illustrated pictures of the vocab sometimes.
Or you can toss in videos showing techniques, say what technique is being demonstrated, although they probably would say it.
Right? But I like the idea of adding the audio for the pronunciation, because my online students are like, oh, is that how you say that word?
Yeah, some of those are pretty tough words.
So,
Could be helpful in anatomy and physiology.
all of those classes that are very sort of specific,
Yeah. When language is important.
yeah. So, yeah, they like it a lot.
So you say you can't transfer over? when-
So, yeah, the problem I discovered this semester with the non-professional version is that there's no save as, so you can't re-save a deck, you have to load it back in again.
I see.
So if you're teaching multiple, like I teach multiple sections at multiple schools, I teach the same material, so I had to load the flashcards in multiple times.
By loading in, you mean like
Create them, yeah.
So you
It's a lot
can't
of
like
work.
create them in a Word document and load them, in, right? They have to be created
Yeah,
on
you have
that
to
format
create them in
yeah,
that
yeah.
template, so.
Well, that's a lot of
So
work.
the professional version would be useful, once you set it out.
Yeah,
I think
$7.
so. I think that the professional version offers you the save as
Power.
option.
Yeah.
Let's ask it. One more, make stuff.
Get a bag.
You get badges.
Oh, there
The
you go.
students love badges.
Here you go, Steve. Badges. When you say $7, I assume it's $7 a month. It's one of those
I
things.
think it might be just a flat fee.
Oh, is that right? Wow, that doesn't seem too.
That's too good to be true.
Yeah, there's got to be a hook.
Right, let me dig around. I just haven't really needed that
Yeah,
extra
yeah.
feature. And I don't have a pretty picture of me in my profile.
You can use any picture.
I could, yeah. So, I know a lot of professors are using it because it has that option to load like snippets of video. This is apparently an Italian study. So this is what it looks like for the students. They get that backpack and then they just add in their classes. You can link up to Evernote if you use Evernote. I use a different site, so that would have been helpful to know ages ago when I started collecting material on another site, but they're not all always connected. So let me know if anybody uses it, how it works out with their students.
Thank you.